other place that I would rather be than here in this great country by mountains, lake and sea. There is no other place that offers me so much. My town has got the life I love. It's got that magic touch. It's here that we are young. It's here that we have grown. It's here that life is truly full. It's here that we call home. 'Cause this is where we live. Yes, this is where we live. This is our country, our home. This is where we live.
Welcome back to Sports World. Just looking at what's coming up in the program. America's Cup. The first race has been sailed and won. I won't give it away just yet, but a report from that. The Australian Rugby Union captain joins us, Michael Liner. Keith Stackpole. We look at the cricket test. AFL Rugby League with Gerard Healy and Roy Masters, and Gai Waterhouse in just a moment. Let's start with Mark Beretta and the latest scores. And Mark, 500 cc's.
Thanks very much, Bruce. World
Famous stables in Australian racing. To Tulloch Lodge in Sydney, and our special guest is, well, Gai, they're calling you Group 1, Gai Waterhouse. I haven't spoken to you for a while. How are you going, Gai?
I'm going very well, Bruce, very well.
And why shouldn't you be, with what, over 64 winners in Sydney this year, and 5 Group 1 races, and without any doubt the most popular trainer in Australian racing right now. You've only had a licence for 3 1/4 years, Gai. Are you surprised at your success?
No, I'm not surprised. I suppose I wouldn't have taken it on unless I knew I could do it well. But it's very pleasing when it's successful as it's been. It's very pleasing when the team comes together as it has in the last 6 months.
Yeah, it's a real team effort, isn't it? I mean, obviously you get that from your dad, Tommy. Tommy Smith, arguably the greatest of all the trainers. I mean, what sort of a role is he playing in your career now? I know he's still got his own horses going, Gai.
Well, Dad's got a very active role. I think he's enjoying it as much now as he did, 20, 30 years ago. Dad's here every day at the stables with me. We're at the track together. If I go, as I did to Wagga on Friday or Gosford on Thursday, Dad's here in the afternoon. If I go to Brisbane, he's here, or if he goes to Brisbane, I'm here. We're a good double act. What
was it like during the week? You won the Gosford Cup with your very promising sprint buy, and then you went back to Wagga, where Tommy started, what, in 1941, 1942, when Bragger won the Wagga Cup. Was that a nostalgic trip for you, Gai?
Yes, it is a nostalgic trip. I've been to Wagga several times with Dad's horses, and it's lovely because so many people from Wagga knew Dad as a young man, and so many people have been associated with his career. And of course, a lot of our family live over in Griffith. So it's really like going home, and you get a wonderful feeling. The committee are very, very hospitable, and everyone at Wagga, they just sort of come out for the day. I think they come out from everywhere.
Gai, I know you were in Sydney yesterday. Was it true that Wayne told us your son had his 13th birthday yesterday?
Yes, well, Tom had his 13th party, and Mum's feeling a bit the worse for wear today.
His first mixed party, was it?
Yes, it was a mixed party, and it was a 5 hours, 5 hours too long. No, it was a great night, and they all enjoyed it, and they all went home saturated, so I hope none of them got pneumonia today.
How many children, I should know all this, but how many children do you and Robbie have, Gai?
I have 2 children, and many people say, are you going to have more? And I say no, I've hung my boots up. I've retired from that part of my career.
Do you think they'll follow you in racing?
I'm sorry, Bruce, you faded on me.
I said, do you think they'll follow you?
I don't know. I don't know, Bruce. They're very interested in racing. They love to hear the stories from the track when we sit around the table in the night time. They enjoy going to the races with me a few times a year. If they follow in racing, I'll be delighted. If they choose to do something else, I'll be just as happy.
You love winning, don't you, Gai? I mean, who doesn't? I mean, you get a great thrill out of your victories.
Well, look, it's a team effort. It takes a lot of time to get a horse to Group 1 status and a Group 1 win. And enormous amount of energy and time from right from the boss, the trainer, right through the stables. And if the team works well, and as it has with my team, the horses can keep improving. A horse like Juggler's a perfect example of that.
Yes, Wayne raved about him this morning, Wayne Wilson. He thinks he's a superstar. You had a tremendous win yesterday in Adelaide, and we just might go to Ron Paps's call in the last 50 metres. Balmaressa, who's the Adelaide Cup favourite, winning the West End, and this is what he had to say about your mare, Gai, and also about the mare's trainer.
Balmaressa, she's too good. I don't know where you are, Gai, but you'll enjoy this win. And Balmaressa wins by 3.5. You'd enjoy a win anywhere, Gai Waterhouse. Second, Bullwinkle. Good go third, and they're wide apart. Striking Twig.
Rod's saying, Gai, that I don't know where you are, Gai, but Gai Waterhouse would enjoy a win anywhere after Balmaressa was successful yesterday.
Well, Balmaressa is a great success story. It's owned by 6 wonderful people, a lady and 5 gentlemen, and they get such a lot of kick. They come out every single Sunday to see her at the stables. Harry Lauder, the syndicator, bought her. She's been with me for 3.5 years, and she ran 4 on the trot when we first got her, and every time she comes in, she wins a race for them.
You talk about great horses. I mentioned earlier you've had 5 Group 1 winners this year. 2 of them won twice, Stony Bay and Pharaoh, and then All Our Mob won the Newmarket. Your father had arguably the 2 greatest horses of the last 50 years, Tulloch and Kingston Town. Is that one of your dreams, Gai, to produce a super horse, a horse that is very, very special?
Yes, I think it's every trainer's dream, Bruce. I hope every time I go to the sales to be able to buy a horse that can come from being a yearling and then win its 2-year-old race and then go straight through its career. Horses like Tulloch, that was able to win 1,000 metres and then, or 2 miles. I mean, what an amazing horse. And to win at Group 1 level all the way through. So it is a trainer's dream, and it's certainly my dream.
Gai, have you ever been to the Kentucky Derby? It was Derby morning this morning.
Yes, well, I've never been to the Kentucky Derby. Mum and Dad have been, and I've been to the sales there. But I can imagine there'll be a lot of hype there. There usually is in those Derby days.
Well, we're about to just overlay the race this morning, just at the start of it, Gai, and also the finish. It was won by the Wayne Lucas trainer. He's a very famous trainer in America who suffered a few setbacks over the last couple of years. His son was badly injured. The horse was Thunder Gulch. He trains this horse in Florida. He had a filly in the race, Serena's Song. Thunder Gulch, who was at 12-1, ridden by Gary Stevens, scored an absolutely thrilling win from Tajano Run and Timber Country, who's his other 3-year-old colt who won the Breeders' Juvenile. And this race carried prize money to the winner of $1.3 million. So we're right up there, Gai, aren't we, when we look at our Golden Slipper and our Melbourne Cup. But it must be one of the magic moments in world racing, the Kentucky Derby, and Thunder Gulch coming home today. Is that one of your dreams, to be able to get a horse and take it to the big races internationally?
Yes, I would very much like to have a horse that could be competitive at group level in America and Asia. And I suppose one would love to be able to take a horse like Balmerino when he went to Europe and raced in France. I was there and saw him race. But it's very hard because our horses are 6 months behind the horses over there. And it's very hard because the group level in America and Europe is just that little bit better than what we have here. But we've certainly shown our colours in Asia, haven't we?
We sure have. Did you see much English racing? Because the other big race overnight was the English 2,000 Guineas, and they've got a champion horse called Celtic Swing, who was second in this race. Penny Camp, who's trained by Andre Fabre. A lot of people say that Fabre from France is the greatest trainer in the world. Penny Camp comes on the left to beat Celtic Swing. They're both unbeaten colts going into the race. Celtic Swing was the super horse that I think the whole of racing were looking for. He comes back strongly at the end, but Penny Camp wins, and now Penny Camp is the narrow favourite for the English Derby. What a race that was. They're the sorts of races, I think, Gai, that brings the sport to another level.
Yes, well, they are, Bruce. It's like when we go to the Olympics or we're able to watch the Olympics on the television. We realise that the people that you see competing there are the supreme athlete. And when you see horses compete in the Golden Slipper, the Derby, the BMW, the Cox Plate, they are horses. They are supreme athletes, our 4-legged athletes competing at Group 1 level.
Gai, where do you think Australian racing is at the moment? I mean, you are the best story that it's had at the moment, the breath of fresh air with all the problems that Sydney racing incurred over the Autumn Carnival. Do you think things will sort themselves out?
Well, I see Australian racing stronger than it's ever been. Prize money levels throughout Australia are outstanding. I mean, you go to Tasmania for a $100,000 derby. You're racing with $200,000 races in Brisbane yesterday, 30,000 of 30,000 every Saturday in Sydney. You've got your Boba scheme in Victoria, which has boosted prize money for owners. I think Australia has proven that we're right up there. And it's interesting how many people from overseas own horses in Australia. Well, they wouldn't do it if the prize money wasn't there.
I know you've got some owners coming very shortly, so we will let you go. I wonder if I could be so rude to ask you for a tip over the Brisbane Carnival particularly, because I know you're going to have some good horses up there. Is there a horse to follow for everybody?
I think you've got to follow Juggler. He's proven that he's right up there with the best of the 3-year-olds. I think Sprint By, who won the Gosford Gold Cup, and Prataris Bay, you just watch him in the Gold Coast Cup over 2400 on Wednesday week.
I knew you'd have more than one, Gai. Good on you. Congratulations. Great to catch up with you, Gai. Gai Waterhouse at Tulloch Lodge. And as I said, she is really the toast of racing right around Australia at the moment. We take a break. Roy Masters joins us from Sydney, and Gerard Healy, the chairman of the Victorian Selectors, as we talk AFL and Rugby League after this.
Smart top ball. Can he finish on? Not bad, Smart. That's a beauty. Needs support. The kick over the top. Crusher and Johns. Crusher is first there and has the first 4-pointer.
That I would rather be than here in this great country, by mountains, lake and sea. There is no other place that offers me so much. My town has got the life I love. It's got that magic touch. It's here that we are young. It's here that we have grown. It's here that life is truly full. It's here that we call home. We call home. 'Cause this is where we